Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the latest arrest allegedly in connection with Delphi. Note that the persons discussed herein are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. The police have made an arrest and they've announced the name, so all we're doing here is sleuthing the public records. And judging just by the family of the victims' posts, they seem to think it is the day. Liberty's sister Kelsey tweeted, "Just know how grateful I am for all of you. No comments for now. Any questions, please refer to the Carroll County Prosecutor's Office. There's tentatively a press conference scheduled for Monday at 10. We will say more then. Today is the day." And after Becky Patty posted, Tara German said he is in custody, and when someone asked, she said yes. And this is Richard Ricky Matthew Allen. Here's another picture of Ricky Allen and some news reports that the police are to announce the arrest officially on Monday. After his name was announced, I set to sleuthing Facebook and the social media that tends to come down the fastest after these kind of things are announced. Then I went through the public records in Indiana, checked the criminal records, checked the traffic violations, looked to see where he had lived, who his relatives were. I won't be putting their names or information on here, just things that have him in it, and if it has their picture in it, I take their face out. So this news article gave the age that he was 50, because initially we didn't know how old he was, and that gave me enough to start a sleuthing. I looked to see the intake and found him that he'd been booked in at the sheriff's office, and this is credit to VineLink. You can see offender Richard Matthew Allen, in custody, age 50 at the Carroll County Jail, race white. He has an offender ID listed here. His date of birth is 9/9/1972. His gender is male, and he has an alias, Craig Ross Renfro. So using the date of birth, that's great to use the public records, the criminal histories and stuff like that. Having date of birth with a common name is great. So then you scoot on over to my case for the state, and you can just put in his name, first name, last name, date of birth, and you're going to pop up all the stuff they have. In this case, there was a legal case from 2003. This is just a seatbelt violation, but the reason I looked at that is because it gave his address, and it was a P.O. box in Mexico, Indiana. And then there was a legal case from 2005 also using the P.O. box for Mexico, Indiana, and it was just doing 75 and a 55, so it was a speeding ticket. And then there was another speeding case from 2011, and now he is living in Delphi, Indiana. I have redacted the address. I'm not going to dox him, but it's pretty obvious that he lives very close to the Monon High Bridge. And so this is from the 2011 case. It lists him as a male white, 5'4", 180 pounds in 2011. So we can safely assume he's a rather short guy. You're not going to get any taller at his age, but you could get heavier or skinnier. So then yesterday I posted some gossip from Reddit. So this is gossip, speculation, whatever. And they said that according to what they sleuthed out, that Allen bought his house in Delphi in 2006. Before that, he lived in an apartment in Greenwood, which is just south of Indianapolis. And before that, he had a P.O. box in Mexico, Indiana, Miami County. And that is also what I had found, so that is why I included this. So let's look at some pictures of Richard. I think he goes by Ricky. Some of the pictures I snatched myself off Facebook, off his wife's Facebook, which is now private. Not this one, but many of which I've downloaded before they got deleted. Other people have also done the same. And I saw where someone on Facebook was saying that he was a pharmacy tech for CVS and he lived very close to the Germans, so I decided I'd go and look at the licensing board. This is some more gossip. This I found on Reddit. It says just that he was the friendliest worker at CVS and probably interacted with the families multiple times. So he was the friendliest worker at CVS, and I didn't put the map for CVS on here. I didn't realize at the time there was only one CVS, so I didn't want to dox the workplace. So let's take a look at the licensing board. I hope you guys get an idea of what the sleuthing involves, just a taste of, the different places you can go and look things up. You just go into the Indiana government and put in his name. And it shows that he is a pharmacy technician and he is currently active. I also wanted to take a look at some of the social media, the pictures that were posted. I noticed his facial hair. He seems to prefer this goatee kind of look. Now, I'm not putting a lot of side-by-sides with Bridge Guy, but it looks to me like kind of the facial hair that Bridge Guy might have had. So let's look at the map from Monon High Bridge to the person of interest's home. Again, I haven't put the address in here, but you can see it's not very far. Let me show you on this map. Okay, so this is Google Maps that I created. You put in Monon High Bridge, put in his address. It's all over the internet if you care to sleuth it yourself. And if you go via car, it's 5 minutes. And if you take a walk, it's 34 minutes. So about 1.7 miles away. And diagonally, Bridge Creek goes directly to his house, basically. So I got to looking at this guy and the similarity between the different composite pictures and the video of Bridge Guy. And I had asked, what, if anything, does this guy have to do with Delphi, have to do with the murders of these little girls? Allegedly, the year that this happened or the next year, his own daughter posed on the Monon High Bridge. And I found this to be creepy AF. Now, mind you, a lot of people from this area pose on the bridge. It's kind of like their landmark, but with their face blurred out like this, because it was taken off the Facebook page and you want to maintain some privacy, she does look like one of the victims. So to me, it's creepy. And this is from Reddit. Someone was asking whether he was married and has children, and he said, yes, he's married and has at least one daughter. And then another poster noted that on his wife's Facebook, his daughter was on the bridge on July 2018. So that's allegedly. And this is from Web Sleuth, so shout out Web Sleuths. Woot woot. This is a picture of the couple in Tennessee at the Smoky Mountains. I want to note that she has a camo hat. I think it looks like Bridge Guy's wearing a camo hat. They're pretty generic, so couples commonly wear each other's hats, and she seems to have a bigger head than he does, so I wouldn't be shocked if he ever wore her hat, but just wanted to note that there seems to be a camo hat in the family. I'm including this picture to show that they absolutely don't have a fear of heights, just like Bridge Guy seemingly didn't, and also he has a habit of kind of putting his hand in his pockets. And this is pure gossip, speculation, conspiracy theory, whatever, but someone here said that apparently he was part of the search party. So take that with a huge grain of salt. So did this critter ever have, a blue jacket? Well, that sure looks like a navy blue jacket to me, doesn't it? On the left is Richard Ricky Allen. On the right is Bridge Guy. This is one of the only times I'm going to do a side-by-side. Here's a picture of Ricky standing. That's his stance. He's got a hunched over stance. Again, I wouldn't say that it's dissimilar to Bridge Guy. So did he really have a navy blue jacket back at that time? Seems like he did. Hey there, you wearing a blue navy jacket? Yeah, so what do you think? The stance looks the same. I don't know about the height. The weight, yeah, it looks the same. Hat, camo hat. So let's round up. What do we know? Well, we can speculate. He's 5'4". He was or is 180 pounds. He's now 50 years old. He lives in Delphi. He was working at the CVS as a pharmacy tech. His license is active for that position. He was or is married. He lives 5 minutes by car from the Monon High Bridge, and he does tend to wear rounded baseball caps. He did own and wear a navy jacket around that time. The rumors and the speculation is just, they're running wild. So I attempted to include this information, the stuff that I could sleuth out on the internet and back up some of the chatter. However, regardless, I firmly believe each person, every person, is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But I did want to include this. This is pure gossip, speculation, conspiracy theory, whatever you want to call it. So it says updates. I know y'all probably take this with a grain of salt, but I swear my local family is super involved in the Delphi-Carroll County community. 1, they dug up the yard last night. So that would have been the night before last, but I think it was the week before. Per the neighbor had reported that Richard stole something. So the cops came to look for it and apparently found evidence for the double homicide. 2, they arrested him at work at the CVS this morning. 3, they've known about him for a while. Kegan Kline ratted him out as a second user of the Anthony Shots account. 4, a family friend, a local attorney, told us that Richard voluntarily checked himself into the local mental hospital days after the murder for a 30-day treatment. Again, all this right here is gossip, speculation, rumor. Here's a picture of Ricky at JC's Bar and Grill around August 2021. Here's a super creepy picture of Ricky and his wife in, I believe it's a restaurant. In front of that swinging door is the composite sketch for Young Bridge guy. Pretty creepy, huh? Here's a picture of Ricky racking him up in an olive green cap. Again, sometimes I saw something that was maybe like this underneath the baseball cap. Just wanted to say. So, there's olive green cap. Did he just come from the eye doctor? Because, man, homie's pupils are blown out. Your pupils should never look like this, folks, unless you've had them dilated, especially when you're in a lit room. So I don't know what the story of the blown pupils are, but you know how people said, oh, the guy didn't have blue eyes, Bridge guy didn't have blue eyes, he had dark eyes. Well, I want to tell you something. Allegedly, whenever some folks get extremely excited, their eyes dilate. People said this happened to Bundy a lot. His eyes would dilate when he got extremely excited, and you'd see the black pupil and you wouldn't see the blue. So I don't know, make of that what you will. But this is a breaking story. It's a fluid story. Everything's subject to change, and if anything's wrong and I get anything incorrect, I'll take this video down. If I got anything wrong, if I missed anything, if you know anything, please leave a comment. What are your thoughts? Please leave your comments in the comment section below. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. I definitely will be covering this presser on Monday. Again, thank you so much for watching, and let's say a prayer for the victims here, Libby and Abby, and I'm just going to let them take it out.